Allow me, if you would, this morning, to reflect with you from this morning's gospel passage. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. The Word became flesh. God spoke his word, and that word came into existence. And we celebrated the birth of Christ on Christmas Day. We celebrated the birth of 10-pound, 6-ounce, newborn baby Jesus. Don't even know a word yet. Just a little infant. So cuddly, but still messianic. Jesus was a big baby. And some of you may be wondering, what gospel recorded the weight of Jesus? That's not the point. The point is that God entered into history. The Word became flesh. Words. We use words every day to communicate our thoughts to one another. Words are part of our lives. And what are the most uncomfortable words for us as companions? Audience participation, because none of you said something. Words communicate our thoughts to one another. They have the ability to move us, to uplift us, to motivate us or someone else. We can say, I love you, or I hate you. Words have power. Words hold weight. And we all know that Donald Trump has the best words. The Word became flesh. Tim is in first grade. He earned 100 on his math test, and the teacher puts a sticker on his paper and says, Tim, I am so proud of you. Tim is overcome with joy and feels proud of himself. Nicole is 31. She has been laboring now for the last 6 months on a project at work. Her boss stops her in the hallway and says, Nicole, I saw the final results. I'm so glad that you're a part of our team here. Nicole feels appreciated and she smiles. Positive words. Words of encouragement. Words that motivate us. But what about negative words? Sam is a sophomore in high school. She's been going to the gym now for the last 2 weeks. She comes home, and her parents make her dinner, but she says she isn't hungry. She goes to her room, and she looks in front of the mirror. And all she sees is an overweight 16-year-old girl. She overheard 2 weeks ago girls calling her fat in the hallway. Sam lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks and now weighs less than 100. The words Sam heard are, "You are so fat." Roger is a junior in college, and his parents are perfectionists. But Roger is not. Roger enjoys life and going with the flow. But his parents are always telling him to be better, Roger. Do better, Roger. And Roger thinks he'll never be good enough, especially in his parents' eyes. Roger has been on antidepressants now for the last 3 years and tried to kill himself several months ago. The words that Roger continues to hear are, be better, Roger. Do better, Roger. Michelle comes home one evening. Her own self has been telling her now 3 years words of discouragement, that no one loves her, no one cares for her, no one is there to support her. Michelle is fed up. She gets a rope, ties a knot, and hangs herself in her living room. Her own words. I realize that there are other factors that contribute to the examples that I brought up. But my point is that words have power. Words hold weight to change a person's day, a week, and maybe even motivate them into receiving help if they are in a dark place. We may not know what someone else is going through in life, and we may be even dealing with these things in our own lives. Anxiety, depression, stress are some serious things that many deal with. And last year, there were over 47,000 reported suicides in the United States. And I realize that there are other factors. But my point is, we need to be conscious of what we are saying to ourselves and to others. Because that old saying, that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me, is a hard phrase to abide by. Because words have power. Words have power. There's a lot of negativity out in the world that tries to penetrate our souls, our bodies, our minds. And it comes through many forms. People, the media, social media, that tells you this is the perfect body, make this much money, drive this car, wear this clothing. Don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. Don't let someone else's insecurities that are being projected onto you become your reality. Surround yourself with good people. People who are going to be honest with you and look out for your best interest. People who are going to recognize your value and know your worth. Because God also uses words for us. And these are the words that matter. These are the words that we must allow to come into us, to grow, to take root. Because God tells us that we are beloved, to die for, precious, highly favored. These are but a few words of how God describes us, and that we must remind ourselves and others who may be in that dark place. What God thinks of you, not the world, not the naysayers or negative people, what God thinks of you. And remind yourself what God calls you. Because our God thinks that we are to die for, no pun intended, but God's actions have proved that. God entered into history, was born, breathed this air, lived this life, expressing to us that there is a God who continues to reach out to us, desiring to have an intimate connection with each and every one of us. A God who carried the cross miles after being sentenced to death for a crime he did not commit. Was whipped, beaten, spat on, betrayed by his friends, and finally nailed upon a cross, having creation witness their creator, having creation witness the ultimate act of love. Friends, in God we find our worth, our identity. We will never find our worth in this world. Don't listen to the lies or insecurities of anyone, but listen to God, who loves each of us as if there were only one of us. Amen.